Hey guys, Sandy from the Brainstormers Lounge, and I'm here to review the prequel to the award-winning 2015 Telltale by RG Mechanics and Square Enix. I'm talking about Life is Strange Before the Storm, Episode 1.
Dance. Let me see you move. Come on.
So earlier this year, it was announced that there was going to be a 3-episode prequel to Life is Strange centered around the relationship between Chloe Price and Rachel Amber, who was the missing girl from the previous game. Of course, with Chloe being my favorite character, I was really happy to hear this news, and I knew that I had to play this game since it gives us an idea of how Chloe's life went and how she became who she is before the return of her best friend Max. Episode 1 came out last August, but it was just recently that I had the chance to play it. And I gotta say, it really did a good job in bringing us back to Arcadia Bay and adding to the mythology of the story without the help of some vital elements of the original game, such as Max, who was the protagonist in the first installment. And unlike the first game, which had time travel and a supernatural disaster in its plot, Before the Storm depends on emotions and relationships as its backbone, which, in my opinion, are the franchise's strongest suits anyway. The story revolves around Chloe searching for some sort of rebirth after the death of her father and Max's departure to Seattle, and finding it in Rachel Amber, Blackwell Academy's school princess. So she and Rachel go on a series of wild adventures, and Chloe feels a semblance of happiness that she hasn't felt in such a long time. I think the story was really well told, but I'm not quite sold on the Rachel Amber character. Or not yet, at least. She seems to be this too good to be true figure who is a star student, but also skips class. I think the purpose of this was to paint her as an enigma, but as an introduction to her, I don't think that's a good idea. Especially after she's been put on such a high pedestal in the previous game. That's not the person that I saw in this episode. In her place is an impulsive, passive-aggressive brat with a bad case of misdirected anger. And this is someone whom my character is supposed to be in love with, but that's just my opinion. And this is just the beginning of the story. So maybe in the next 2 episodes I'll learn to like her and see what Chloe found in her that's worth all the trouble caused in the original game. Still, I recommend Before the Storm and Life is Strange for all of you gamers out there. Again, this has been Sandy from the Brainstormers Lounge, and thank you for listening.